Hello everyone, welcome to the part 2 video of your interval match. Here we will take a real-time example and understand how to, use your interval match. Okay, so here I have taken a very easy and most widely used example as your IT sector company where you swipe in and out to go inside the company. Okay, so what I have done is I have taken three shifts. Okay, starting from morning 00 hours to 8 a.m. Then afterwards, second shift till from 8:01 to 8:01 to 1600 hours, and then 16:01 to 2400 hours. Okay, so these are the three different shift timings. Okay, in a particular IT company. And now what you have, employees coming in and out every time they swipe it and swipe in. So there will be a flag generated, and the next time they swipe it, swipe, it will be swipe out. Okay, so in and out flag I have created. Okay, so if you see over here, I have created a flag of four different employees, A, B, C, and D. Okay, so for A, B, and C, I have kept an order, and for D, I haven't kept that order, so as to tell you that even if this table is not stored as per the order, it's going to give you the correct result. Okay, so let me explain your data a bit. So for employee A, this employee has entered the office at 2 in the morning. Okay, and at 13, mean to say 1 p.m, 1:35 p.m, he has gone back to means came out of the office. Okay, similarly at the time 2:30 in the morning, employee B has entered. Okay, and that employee came out at 9:58 itself. Okay, out time. Okay, similarly if I see that timing of employee C, okay, it this employee has entered in the office at 12:04 4. Okay, and came out at 16:27. Okay, so if you see over here, employee A has entered at 2 in the morning, which falls under your shift 1. Okay, because your shift timing is from 00 to 8, 8 hours and 8 in the morning. Okay, then when A came out, it was actually shift 2, because shift the timing is your 13:35. Okay, so 13 mean to say 1 o'clock, 1:35 it is. So 1:35 falls under your shift 2. Similarly, the employee B has entered at the time of shift 1, which is 2:30, and came out, okay, in at the time of 9:58, which falls under your shift 2. Okay, so similarly your timing, C came at 12:4, which is the timing of your, which falls under your shift 2, and came out at 16:27. Okay, which is now shift 3. Okay, so let me correct the spelling over here. Shift 3. So for D, I have just written it out, not in the order. Okay, just just to show you that everything, the order doesn't, very much required over here. So not required over here, I mean to say. Okay. So if you see, the D has entered in 19, 23 hours. Okay, which falls under your shift 3. Okay, and then it has come out at 11:43. That means the next day 11:43, which is nothing but shift 1. Okay, so now the thing is, I haven't used a date column over here. If I would have used a date column over here, I would have made a date also along with your time. So this would have shown you that it is coming in the next day. Okay, but since I have only taken the time, it's gonna show you the time of shift 1. Okay, shift 1, you can say. So basically, if you want to match this data, this is how you should do it. Okay, so if you go back, go to the first example of it, the first example, the case 1 in my previous session. Okay, you can see Okay, so there is a connection loss. Let me refresh the page once. Okay, so very sorry for this. Okay, so now if you see, the first case and the second case is absolutely the same. Only thing is there is a realistic view of it. Okay, so the first case what we had is minimum marks and maximum marks. Okay, so now that has been changed to your start and end time of your shift. Okay, and then what we have over here, subject wise, subject wise marks of some student. What we have over there in the second example is in and out of a in and out flag of employees. Okay, every time they swipe, the corresponding flags get generated. Okay, and the corresponding time over here. Okay, so what I told you, whenever we do an interval match, we have to find out the column which I have to match with the range with which I have to match. So the column which I have to match is nothing but my time. Okay, and the range with which I have to match is nothing but your these two columns, start time and end time. So in the interval, then in the bracket, it will be time. And then I'm going to reload this table along with the range column, which is nothing but these two columns. Okay. So the same thing I have done over here. Okay. Interval match, then the time, and then loading the start and end time. Okay. So let me put this code up. Okay. Let me go here, or let me cut this code from here. Okay, and put it down of it. Okay, since there is an exit script written over here, so code will break from here. Let me load this data. Okay, now go to my front end. Before that, I'll show you the tables. So what I have over here is I have three tables. Okay, obviously the synthetic key will generate. So my event log table is having shift along with start and end time. This is my event log table along with my office time in and out table, where we have these two columns now coming inside due to the inner join, basically because of this inner join. And then you have the interval match along with the time. Okay, along with the along with my time. Okay, so now this is the synthetic key, and which is causing an association between these two tables. Okay, now let me go to my analysis sheet. Okay, and create a new sheet. Okay, where I'm going to show you how this is matching. Okay, very similar. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull a list box from here and add my shift. Okay, I want to check shift wise. On shift one, who were all were there and who went out, and who came inside in the shift. Okay, I'm gonna pull what is the shift range for it. Okay, so that is why I'm gonna pull a filter pane. Okay, and I'm gonna write what is the range for it. Okay, so I'm gonna go over here, copy these two columns. Okay, where is my range table? Start time and end time. Okay, so to avoid any time discrepancy, I'm just putting it over here, giving a concatenation, then a hyphen inside a single code, and then a concatenation. Okay, ampersand symbol basically. Okay, and I'm naming it as time range. Okay, titling it as time range. If you see, so shift one is a time range of this. If shift two is a time range of this, so it is coming perfectly. Now let me go over here and pull the table. Okay, my table. And I'm gonna add my column employee. Okay, so I'm gonna add another dimension, that is my flag. Okay, that's it. So now if I select a particular data, for example, at shift one, so there are two employees, A and B, came inside. Okay, at shift two, the employee A went out, B went out, C came in, and D was out. Okay, D was already out. So see, I haven't mentioned the date over here. That is why it is not giving out the date information for it. Okay, at which date it would have been. Okay, if it would have been a date case, then we would have selected the date as well. Okay, so on shift 2, on which particular date, who and all came inside. Assume that all these informations are for a particular date. Okay, so if the date would have been a case, I would have selected one more filter over here. Okay, so I would have selected a date, then I would have selected a shift. So on that particular date, on that particular shift, okay, who and all went in or out. Okay, so this gives a realistic picture of how you can use an interval match. Okay, hope now your interval match, doubts on interval match is now clear. Okay, please subscribe to my channel for trainings and videos. You can contact me on the below link given. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day.